Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is Sunday. Time for another episode of Selling Past Your Expiration Date, being thrifty over 50. I'm Jay.
Hello, I'm Peg.
I forgot to say my name. Hey.
I guess you forgot who his mother is.
No, I just forgot to say my own name. But together, we're JPeg. Yay.
Oh, yeah, clever. Just so clever. How's everybody doing out there? Second week of hardly any contact with everybody. It's so difficult. I know everyone. I feel for all of us. It's just a rough time, but we got to be safe, and that's important here. But I have to say, I just told Jason I had to dig out some summer attire. We had 70 degrees today in Ohio. Absolutely gorgeous. However, we had a terrible rainstorm last night, and it washed out all my mulch and everything from the front of the house into the sidewalk. So that was our morning project, Dad and I. And then we took our daily walk over to Punderson Park, State Park, which is so beautiful here, and enjoyed that gorgeous weather. And I came back and worked a little bit, more outside because it's just too nice to come in. And then finally said, well, I think I better clean up for the show and get ready. And I'm drinking out of a cool tiki mug tonight. This is our friend Charles Phoenix. There's a story behind the pineapple mug, Jason, volcano. Do you want to give it?
Well, I was at the event where he built that thing, and it erupted cherries all over the place.
Yeah. We were there together, that came up as an
were you there for that event too?
Yeah. Yes, that's when we took Mommy on her tiki adventure. So that was cool. We got to see it actually in person.
All right, for those of you who care, guess what's coming back tonight?
Oh, really?
Yeah, just got a little blurb on our phones.
Oh, cool.
HQ is coming back tonight. I mean, of all the times I'm going to go out of business was right before this started. I'd be playing HQ all the time. So if you like HQ trivia, it's back tonight.
Oh, good. What time?
Didn't say.
It
just said we are back tonight.
Oh, I like that.
It said, guess who's coming back tonight? So keep your phones handy, everybody.
Yeah, for sure. How's your TV binge watching going, everyone?
Yeah, we should be doing. Hang on. Let me fix that. Let me change that banner.
Okay.
What are you binge watching?
Okay, we just finished the Tiger King, as Jason's been talking about, which is so far out there, you guys. I can't tell you.
Tiger King is the most. When you think you've met all the insane people, then a new one shows up, and then another one shows up.
Yeah, I mean, it's. Don't get discouraged. Maybe the first one or two or so. Dad and I watched 2, and we took a break, and then we came back and we watched the next 5 because we couldn't tear ourselves away from it. So that was kind of cool.
Here's how nuts it is. There's a scene where they're interviewing a guy who's pouring gasoline from one gas can into another gas can, surrounded by gas cans, and he's smoking, and that doesn't even make you bat your eyes. You don't even notice it. That's normal compared to everything else going on in the show.
Yeah, exactly. That one didn't even faze me, Jason, until you happened to mention it, because there were so many other crazy things. Schitt's Creek. I'm halfway through that, Angela. So I got to get back on the
Ozarks.
Oh, yes, we just started.
Unorthodox.
2. What else? Unorthodox. Don't know that one.
Yeah, it is the train wreck you can't stop watching.
Yes, it is. It's so true. It's one of those.
Sabrina, how'd you fall asleep on the first episode of Tiger King? Oh my God, it's amazing. And we just finished season 2 of Maisel, so we'll probably be starting season 3 tonight.
Yeah, I think that's still my all-time favorite.
One thing I like about Maisel, I mean, there's a lot of things, but the one thing I like when they do shows like this and they incorporate a real person or two into it. So it's a fictional world that, Mrs. Maisel didn't exist, but Lenny Bruce did, and he's part of the show. Right. So I always think that's kind of cool when they work in real characters to a fictional part of the time of our history.
Yeah, if you don't know Lenny Bruce, he was a raunchy comedian back in Mom's day. And the poor guy was getting arrested left and right because of his language, which, like today would be nothing, absolutely nothing. And but he set the way for Richard Pryor and who were some of the other ones, even
George Carlin.
Yeah, I mean, all those guys. So he was quite the thing. But and the storyline that they're talking about in Maisel kind of follows his career.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's cool.
All right. So we are back for part 2. And someone said, how'd I miss part 1? So part 1 was last week. So if you didn't watch part 1, go back.
Yes, go back.
We're all stuck at home.
Yep.
And so one of the things you should be working on is your oldest eBay listings, because they're the ones that need some attention. Because what happens is as you go on in time, your listings always get better and more nuanced. And you watch this show and you watch Thrifty Business. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But then you forgot that a year and a half ago, you didn't do all those things. And those listings are still hanging around. Well, they're hanging around for a reason. They're not sold for a reason. So let's figure out that reason and get them sold. So last week, we did part 1, and Mom did some revisions and some deletions. And now it's time for part 2. Yay.
Since I have so many, I could have gone on forever and ever.
Yep. All right. So this Stratego is usually a good flipper. It's a game that's been around forever. It's one of the earlier games I remember playing. Mom and Dad had a version that I remember playing. And funny, we just sourced a couple of Stratego games, a couple of little more vintage ones. Oops.
Yeah, and when Mom bought this originally, it was during the election time, back with Trump and Hillary, and I thought for sure it would go.
Yeah. So that shocks me. And so you got it for $25, brand new with $10 shipping.
Yep.
And so I looked it up on the last 365 days on Terapeak, which is available to everyone that has a store. Not the small store, but every other store level. And when you look, 13 plus 9, 22 free, 10 plus 9, 10 plus 8, 6 plus 8, and then 18 plus 11 puts you right in there. I mean, it's just right in there. But there's only been 6 sold in a year, so not a popular version of this game.
Right.
And then so 6 sold in a year, and there are currently 25 for sale on eBay.
That's probably why too. A lot there.
Also, what I wanted to point out is if you've got something that's been hanging around for far too long, go and look up your item in a general search. And make sure you set it by best match. And let's see where you show up in best match. So here's the first 3. None of them are Mom. 4, 5, and 6. None of them are Mom. 7, 8, and 9. None of them are Mom. 10, 11. Mom's number 11. So if you're going to keep this listed, you have to figure out why you're 11 and make sure you're like top 3, if not number 1.
Okay.
So this person has $22 with free shipping.
Free shipping. Yeah.
Yep. And you got $25 with $10 shipping. So
right.
Based on the fact that only 6 have sold in 365 days, not a hot commodity.
Right.
And so what I would do is I would change your price to tonight, change it to $21.98 and put on free shipping and see if you come up with number 1.
Okay.
So let's remember to look at you tomorrow, kind of after things re-index overnight. Let's look at this again tomorrow morning and see where you set.
All right. Let's do that. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome.
All right. So then your next one was
Cardinals.
Yeah. Phoenix Cardinals, which do they still exist or are they no longer?
No, it's an old time one. See, that's why I thought maybe it would.
Where the Cardinals at nowadays? My brain's all mushy. I've been working on jazz records all day, so
yeah.
Okay, get back into sports.
St. Louis Cardinals? No, St. Louis.
Was it the St. Louis? Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I'm going to find out right now.
Yeah.
So it's Arizona. So they're not called Phoenix anymore. That's where it's called the Arizona Cardinals now. So
Arizona Cardinals. That's it.
Yeah. So not Phoenix. Okay. So you have this pennant for $14, $6 shipping.
Yeah, it's on sale.
And so when I look, there are 31 current. Now they're all different versions.
Right.
But there's 31 different versions of older pennants. And if you go to solds, oops.
Yep.
Oh, well, thought I was ready. Hold, please. Oh, there we go. If we go to solds, 1 for $1.30. Okay. So that tells you how no one cares.
No one cares. Maybe I should just pull it.
And then let's try it in Terapeak for the last 365 days without being specific what version it is. And there are 8 solds.
Okay.
13, 10, and then $1, 12, 12, 5, 3. Again, not real exciting. This one I don't think is worth your time to have anymore.
I don't either. Take it out.
Yep. I would throw it in your next garage sale.
Yeah, I think so too, honey. I think so too. Goodbye. It's out.
All right, so Bounty Rum is a decent rum. It's a rum I have in my bar, but it's not a well-known rum, and so people aren't clamoring for the promo items as they would say Kraken or Sailor Jerry. And how many people are hunting for a Bounty Rum apron? So if I go back to our last 365 days and just type in Bounty Rum. And see how many items have sold. All right, so I got to get rid of, try with parentheses around it because I'm getting some minifigures that have nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Well,
there we go.
Angelique had an idea.
Yeah.
Kitchen bar apron for keywords, maybe.
What?
Kitchen bar apron.
Yeah. Here's the thing. No one cares. So, yeah. So if we go, hang on, let me open. I thought I had this ready here. So if we go to eBay and go Bounty Rum.
They say it should be your Christmas gift.
There's only 6 current items from Bounty Rum. So we got a t-shirt, shot glass, t-shirt. I don't know why that's in there. T-shirt, and your apron. And then if you go to completeds over the last 90 days, that's nothing. So okay. So you got to think, all right. So we got all these different avenues to sell. We could go to other platforms. We could have a garage sale when we are allowed to have garage sales. And Mom will from time to time vend at tiki events. And when we get back to normal, there'll be one coming up near her. So what I would do is take this mannequin to the tiki event with the apron on and put a little for sale sign like $10, and then maybe have some those crappy cheap lays sticking out of the little pockets. Yeah. And then as people come up, maybe give them a lay out of the pocket or something, and hopefully them just standing there like, oh, I'll buy that apron.
Okay, I like it. Good idea. Definitely.
So you always got to think of other places that.
I know.
All right, so you have this mink pillbox hat.
Yeah.
And if you don't know Maisel wears a lot of hats.
Right. But I can't get in the title, can I?
No, of course you can. But so you would think hats are hot. So we go look at sold mink hats, pillbox type hats. There's a ton.
Yeah, there is.
There's 83, but currently for sale 457. Now, of course, you got brown, you got black, you got different shades of brown. So there's all different kinds. But overall, there's so many.
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, it's vintage. Maybe let's look at Etsy. And there's 157 on Etsy too.
Okay.
So what this tells me is there's too many of them.
Yeah, I think so too, Jay.
It's a saturated market. And it's not something that a lot of people are going to be buying nowadays, a mink pillbox hat. Just not.
Yeah, no, it's not one of those things that even the people that wear all of the vintage clothing, they don't usually get into that.
No, I didn't check Posh because I tend to think Posh a little bit more contemporary stuff. But if Angela has had her hats sell fast on Posh, let's try it on Posh. I like it.
Angela, what price point are you selling yours for, hon? If you could pop that in, let me know.
So there you go. So maybe
it's a nice hat. It's in beautiful condition.
Maybe that's our angle is Poshmark.
Okay, I'm making that note. Got it.
Okay, so
I just thought I'd throw these all together and see what happens, but nothing's happened. So
right. So here's my thought. So I had a thought, and I went looking. Did I keep it up or did I close it out? No, I just closed it. Okay. So for starters, you got antiques in the title and you got vintage in your listing. I would think vintage is better in your title than antiques would be.
Okay.
But here's what no one has done. You had your pillbox hat on a mannequin head. You had the apron on a mannequin body. Let's take that same thought process, bust out one of your smaller fake Christmas trees and fill a whole section of it with these ornaments. And of course, you're going to put tree not included.
Right.
And you don't want a whole shot of the whole tree, but just the shot of the section where they're all hanging.
Okay.
And maybe in their natural habitat, someone will get excited and go, "Oh, that's a fun little country collection."
Yeah, that's a great idea, honey. I should have thought of that from the get-go.
And this stuff seems very country to me, so I would probably throw that in the title too.
Okay.
See, look at that. Boom. We were on the same page at the same time. I hadn't even thought of country until I looked at it. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty country-ish.
I like that. That should help.
But yeah, I know you got like a bunch of fake trees, so.
Oh yeah, I do. So I definitely can dig those out. Okay.
And as I didn't look at every single collection of ornaments on eBay, but I looked at quite a few, and everyone kind of did this. And I'm thinking, all right, how do you stand out? Boom, put them on a tree. Make it look like, they're gonna look, and then hopefully someone will be like, oh my God, that looks so cute. I need these on my tree.
Right. Now, or Deb says a real tree outside. I do have some real pine trees in my yard.
All right. So
I thought maybe with where puzzles are supposed to be selling, this one's not selling.
Okay, what's my pet peeve with this?
Oh, I don't know.
And this question's for the chat too, mom and or the chat. What's mom got wrong is my pet peeve.
Oh, the way I spell Spider-Man.
Yeah, how do you spell Spider-Man?
There's a hyphen in there.
Yeah. Because we're going to talk about this Harley-Davidson next.
Yeah.
And you got Harley-Davidson, but okay. But that's not why this isn't selling. So I looked up these puzzles, and they're $8, less than $6, $9, $2, and $2.75.
Gotcha. Yeah, not even worth my time.
No, it isn't.
No.
But good garage sale stuff.
Yeah. Yep. For a quarter. Who wants it for a quarter?
So it's cute, but no one really cares.
Yeah. Well, hey, time to move them out. That's for sure.
All right. So this is the one. Look at that. Laura said I just made her boyfriend happy with a Spider-Man correction. Hell yeah. Spell it correctly. All right. So let's look at this one, and actually let me take this off screen because I'm going to sign in as you because we're going to work on this one.
Okay.
All right. So I go looking at other Harley-Davidson. This is a women's jacket.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Sign as mom. All right, so back it up 2 screens. There we go. Refresh. Okay. So when I go look at Harley-Davidson jackets, here we go. There's 2,144 women's Harley-Davidson jackets. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I've already picked women's. I pre-started there.
Okay.
And this is an extra small. So we're going to click on extra small. 170 results now of extra small. And so I'm looking at these, and then I'm like, all right, let's see what the solds are looking like. All right. So here's our solds. And 49. And so I see some like what? Okay, for starters, this is a horrible background. It's like this jacket is part of the background.
Right. It's hard to even tell. Oh my gosh.
Don't do that because the sleeves are white down here and you can't even tell where the sleeves are anymore.
Yeah.
But okay. So let's go back to this jacket. There we go. So we got the white sleeves with the black. All right. So we're getting sales 75, 68, 100, 229, 225. All right. So then mom's got hers on sale for 136 and no action on it. Now, a couple things. I think typically where it's a cool thing to have a t-shirt from a dealership, I think this being from a dealership is kind of a bummer because when I look at all the other solds, none of them that sold well were from a dealership. Okay. And apparently Linda needs a leather jacket. So there you go. You got a sale.
Uh-oh. Okay, Lenny.
So, but here's the other thing. So I'm looking at this and you have it and I have no problems that you put it here, but you have it in Harley-Davidson jacket. So collectibles, transportation, motorcycles, American Harley-Davidson, and jackets right up here.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Majority of the rest of the people have it in women's coats.
Okay. Well, that
and so when I start when I went to women's clothing, because that was my first thought,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, how come I don't see Moms anywhere in here? And then I thought, oh, I bet Moms is in some other category. Now, you would think Harley-Davidson jackets would be fine, but if the majority of the public, both buying and selling, are looking in the women's clothing category, then having it in the Harley-Davidson category is going to miss you out, because when people start dialing in over here and they clicked extra small, they're like, all right, let's see the black ones. Okay, you're not there because we're just in regular women's clothing here.
Right. Okay. So take it out of the Harley category altogether and just do women's clothing.
Yeah, so let's do that. Let's move over to women's clothing here and see if I can pull that off without having it here in front of me.
And do you think I should? Well, because it's still on sale until later tonight. But when it goes off sale, should I lower my price?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. All right. So we switch it to women's.
Okay.
And then
you might not be able to change too much because it's still on sale, right?
All right. So no blue dot here. Not even a start yet, because we changed categories. All right.
Right.
So, all right. So for those of you who were not here last week, we are going to make this a blue dot. Did I keep my blue dot graphic? No, I did not. Okay.
Okay.
So this is going to be a giant blue dot, and you want the blue dot because a blue dot means you have selected all the item specifics that eBay wants you to select, and then it'll show it to the potential buyers, because when potential buyers start doing that left-handed research like I was showing you, right here, I picked extra small and I picked black. If you don't have the blue dot, the second a customer picks one of these options on the left, you're gone. You're not being seen anymore. So let's fix this and put it in the blue dot. All right. So, whoops, got back up here. So our brand is a Harley-Davidson. Harley. Bam.
Boom, pat, pops up. Size extra small. All right.
All right. Style.
It's like a bomber jacket.
Yeah, bomber jacket.
There we go. Okay.
So it's a regular sized extra small. All right. Is it a cape? No, let's call it a coat. No. All right. As you can see, we have a little bit of blue right there.
A little bit starting.
Now, is this all leather? I didn't read your description.
Yeah. Yes, I think this one is, Jason. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All leather. All right. So outer shell material is all leather. Mm-hmm. Now, what about the insulation material?
The insulation material is nylon.
Nylon? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Enter our own. Oops. Nylon. I will back up here. See, we got more of the blue dot. Ta-da.
Yeah, this is a good thing to teach everybody, because I know we get new people watching every week. And until you mentioned it about 2 weeks ago, Mom did not realize that. So I'm so glad to learn about the blue dot.
All right. So it's black and white. You can't really pick a color, because it's pretty much 50-50. Right.
Yeah.
So 50-50, like, typically it's a background color. Like Mom's shirt is yellow.
Yep. For sure.
Mom has a lot of colors in her shirt, but her shirt is yellow.
Yeah.
And so this jacket, though, is 50-50. So the only way you're going to do it is go black and white. All right. So it's women's.
Let me ask you that quick question in regards to the color thing. When I'm doing Hawaiian shirts, I usually do multicolor when they're like this. Is that correct?
No, yours is yellow.
It is yellow. So you go with the main background color. Yep. Okay. That's
okay. This is where it gets silly, eBay, if you're listening. Fabric type. Okay. It's a leather jacket. So it's not really any of these things.
Right.
It's not corduroy. It's not denim.
I think you can just type in our own. And
right.
do
So I'm going to go back to leather.
That's what I've done. Yeah. On some of my things. Mm-hmm.
Occasion. This is a business.
Casual.
Yep. Casual. All right. So we go back up here. Oh, we're almost fully done.
What are we missing?
Okay. Is it vintage? Oh. No.
No.
Oh, what are we missing?
You missed the closure.
Closure?
It's a snap. It's a snap, I think, Jason. Look at the front.
Nope,
is it the front?
Zipper.
Zipper. Okay.
So once we click zip, boom, there we go. We got our blue dot. So now it's in, I think, the correct category based on where buyers and sellers are both hanging out. And now that Mom's got the blue dot, it'll be seen by anyone who picks any option. So
that's so cool. I know.
If they pick the options that Mom has, not any option.
Right. And then just have to, whoops.
There we go. Update listing. Okay.
All right.
So you want to do that with your clothing. I totally understand why Mom put it in Harley-Davidson jackets, but apparently most people don't.
Man, that's strange.
you got to go where the people are. You got to go where the puck is.
Right.
Because if you're not, like, when Dale Earnhardt Sr. had passed away, you could spell Earnhardt 13 different ways to Sunday. So what you had to do back then is spell it A, correctly, but B, spell it incorrectly, the most incorrect. I mean, the way that most people spelled incorrectly, because you're not going to educate everybody. So you might as well catch their eyes.
Okay, I have a question from Susan Arrington. She wants to know, is the blue dot for clothing only?
All right, well, hang on. I pop Linda's up first.
Oh, yeah, okay.
If you add in your own custom words for description, does that help fill a blue dot? Only if it's on the ones they want specifically, Linda. So like that fabric, I just wrote leather again, so it worked. It's coming for other things, Susan. It is for all clothing right now, and it'll slowly go for other items too.
And we got a question there from Paul. You see his?
I think so, Tina, and that's something we could try later on. Do you add any? Do you add more info on the show more drop down? Depends if it's needed.
Yeah.
So there are other things that we didn't select. We could go deeper, but that's you got to get the basics that eBay says are the basics. Oh, good to know. Pam says the blue dots and photography equipment too, right?
No, good.
Okay, so this is the one that I have no clue because I couldn't even find a comp. 1964 collegiate Cleveland State graduation robe and sash.
Yeah.
I don't know who would want this unless you graduate in 64, obviously, and you lost yours or burnt or whatever.
Right. For a while there, vintage college robes were selling. And that's when Mom, jumped on the bandwagon, so to speak. And but it's just been sitting.
Jim, I have no idea, but it's real quick and easy to see. Go to any one of your clothing listings right this second, click edit and search down. See, tell me if you got the blue dot. Yeah, and that's right. If black and white, black/white doesn't work, you could go black, and then you could add a custom second color white.
Right.
But it kind of works that it got all the things done for the blue dot. So this is something I absolutely think will be way better off on the local app since you live in Cleveland.
Gotcha. Oh, that's a good one, honey.
Yeah. This is and I searched around. There's no comps. There's no comps for a year. There's no comps currently. So this would be better off on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace and even Craigslist.
I think I'll do Marketplace because what's nice about Marketplace, because Mommy joined all the local little burgs around here, like Jogga County sales and Cuyahoga County sales and that kind of stuff, so that I get to click on all those to see my ad as well. Yeah. So, yeah.
But here's the deal, Angela. It says 1964 right on the robe, so no one is going to want to wear that homeschool because you can pick up a plain robe cheaply, but it says 64 right on it.
Yeah. Plus, I think my price is way out of line now.
Yeah. And look, you got to find somebody from that graduating class,
right?
And how big was Cleveland State in 64? So my thought too is maybe that class ain't so big.
Right. That could be, honey.
So you got to find one of those people.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like it. Oh, Tina had a good idea. Halloween costume, which would be good. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a Halloween costume if you graduate Cleveland State in 64. That's a very specific. All right. This is my stumper. So maybe.
Yeah, because I have sold one of these in the past.
Maybe the chat will have some idea because here's Mom's price. Okay. She's got on sale for $42. It's a big sucker. Dad is going to take it apart to make it a little bit smaller, but it still weighs about 12 or 13 pounds.
Right.
And has $49 standard shipping. And so I looked around and I was playing with it like I was shipping it to like the other side of the country. And your shipping price is right in there. It can't be any less. So I go look and sold 31. So this is recent, last week. 31 with $8 shipping. Well, they just killed themselves.
Well, they just lost money.
I mean, they lost money totally because you can't ship this for $8.
No, you can't.
$45 is even a little bit. So having a clue. So that's why they sold theirs. Okay, so here's 78 with free shipping. So that means you're going to sell for about $30, give or take.
Okay.
Here is one that sold for 75 with 22 shipping, so $100.
Right.
And then if we go one step further, hold on. And we go look at the last 365 days. All right, 47 was 16 shipping, way too little. 58 with 24 shipping, that wasn't it. 77 with 38 shipping. 75 with 66 shipping. Okay, so these are all more expensive than yours.
Right.
Like here, 75 with 66 shipping sold January of this year. Yours is cheaper than that. Why?
Why am I not?
Yeah. So here's why I'm the one I'm stumped on, because you're right in the pocket. You're right in the sweet spot. And so how are people selling theirs around you and you're not selling yours? I don't know.
I don't either. I mean, I'm trying to remember. I think I've even ended this listing and then sold similar, Jason, to get me back up, you know.
So great idea. Obviously, I would throw this up in the local apps too. I wouldn't take it off eBay because it sells.
Right.
But until you get it sold, throw it up on offer up in Marketplace.
I will. Yep. Let me do that.
So that was my one stumper, because the wording's this good. That's good. Always good too. Look how they worded it. Yeah, they're all the same. It's the same words. I mean, it's crazy. So I don't know. It's just one of those, like, oh, sweet mystery of life. I don't understand you.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they just don't hit you. You know what I mean?
All right. So we'll talk about Elvis last, and we'll get on to hang on a minute. Mom's biggest sale ever. This is my first GIF I ever made.
I like that.
Okay. Let's start with, why in the world do you have the word brochures up here when they're actually magazines, and you have magazines down here?
Oh, okay. All right. That's good to know.
Yeah. Okay. But it's an odd collection of stuff. Granted, it's all Elvis. Yeah. But so here's a sealed 2016 calendar. Now, if you don't know, if you find old calendars, there's a website that tells you when that calendar is going to be relevant again. Unfortunately for you, 2016 will not be relevant again for another 28 years. So a 2016 calendar is 2044.
I'll be 6 feet under by that point.
And if you notice, there's no formula. So the way the world goes in the calendar. So as you can see, 28 years, 56, 96. That's 40 years between these two, and only 20 between those two.
Well, maybe I should pull the calendar out.
So for starters, that calendar's kind of pointless.
Yeah.
That's a quarter item at your next garage sale.
Right.
And thought Elvis was the big sale. All right. Okay. So I looked up these magazines. They're okay. But also your photographer is kind of far away here.
Yeah.
You have got to break his habit of all this space up top and all this space down below. He's got 4 items at that moment. They should have been in a square and just filled up the square exactly.
Yeah. When are you doing your photography thing? I can have him watch.
I already done a photography thing. There's a couple in the Sneaker Beach.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Okay. I'll try and get him to watch some of those. I'll pull them.
All right. So you got this pin, and it just doesn't really show up well.
No,
it does there a little bit better.
Yeah.
And that is, so let me go back to your description. Hold, please. Oh, and also you have the ampersand jammed into the 87 right here. So that doesn't do you any good.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. So also is the Elvis pin from his TV special. All right. So yeah, I would do a lot of 2 Elvis Presley monthly brochures plus bonus, pin. We got to rewrite that whole title, new pictures, get rid of the calendar.
Yeah. Leave the pin?
Yeah, leave the pin.
Okay.
I looked up old calendars, Deb. No one cares.
Yeah.
No one was buying old Elvis calendars.
Okay.
I mean, when I say old, maybe older, but 2016 ain't old. But it's kind of worthless at this point. So
should I say magazines, not brochures, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is exactly what someone was talking about. Look how others worded. So I'm like, brochures. I'm like, what a weird word. So I went and looked at them, and these are magazines.
A small magazine. Okay, that's good.
Can I ask a question about the description? Nope. Moving on. Of course. What do you got?
Absolutely, Susan.
What do you got?
I think Susan said this was the first time watching live. I think.
I don't know.
No? Oh, no, not Susan. No, it was someone else.
Yeah, size of pin. That's a good question, because there's no description down here.
Good. Okay.
Lot in the title. Yeah, lot would work.
A lot. Yeah, a lot of 2. Got that. Okay.
Okay, all y'all calendar for crafting. No one's buying them. I looked them up. No one's buying them.
Nobody cares.
No one cares. No one is buying them.
Any other questions?
So I'm waiting for Susan's question. I will go back and revisit it.
Okay.
Boop. All right, let me see here. And sold none. Okay. Everyone. I mean, I love your ideas for crafters and stuff, but let me show you what the reality is here. You ready? Someone sold a 2019 calendar for $0.10.
Oh. That's worse than Mom's Corner.
Someone sold it a 2020. You know, the year we're in, for $3. Okay. So yeah, no one's buying these calendars. Here, $1. You know, it's just no one cares.
Yeah.
So don't waste your time on things that no one cares just because you think, oh, I bet crafters would love these. The whole point is to not, you know, I was in another group today, not one of my groups, because y'all would know better, who listed a video game, and all he listed was the disc itself, and it didn't work. Now, he was very specific in the title, does not work, very specific in the description. The customer missed it, and they want to return it, of course. And I said, why in the world did you list a $9.99 game that doesn't work? And then he tried to tell me that that was a sought-after game. So I go, and I come back, I go, well, here's one that does work that sold for $3. Another one that works that sold for $7, and another one that works for sold for $10. Why are you wasting your time selling a product that doesn't work for $10? All you're going to do is cause yourself a headache.
I mean, we have to think smart. We don't want to. We try not to sell something for under $10. Really, once in a while I do, because I paid $0.25 for it. If I sell for $5, that's, you know, it's good profit. But I try to stay away from that.
Yep. You know, we all care about Elvis, but you know.
Yep.
So my point is, don't waste your time listing things because you have a thought. Take that thought and do the research. And if the reality is no one wants it, so don't waste your time because you're going to waste a spot. So say you got 1,000 free listings. I'm always above it, so I pay a little extra. I'm not going to waste a spot for something that no one's going after. All right.
See Paul's question there, honey?
Does it matter if describing as she does or in lines going down? Do you mean almost like bullet points? You mean, Susan, without the bullet points? Yeah, you should just have enter and enter and enter. But this is one of our old ones, so
yeah, that's one of my new ones don't have that anymore. Yeah. That was back when I was still writing books.
Yeah, maybe ephemera on the title. You know, it's worth a shot. You know, it's definitely worth a shot.
Okay, let's put it in there.
Angelique's dad's first name was Elvis, and he didn't even collect Elvis.
I love it. You guys are great.
So yeah, good thoughts. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's great to get the feedback. I mean, from everyone, and it's just wonderful.
Now, I will say, if you found an old calendar, even an Elvis one, and if you go to that website and say it was for next year, you know, say it would correlate to next year, then yeah, I would absolutely throw it up there. But, and this is where this comes in handy, if you find old calendars, see when the next time is going to be useful, because if it's useful, it might be fun to have an old calendar that lines up with 2021.
Yeah, that's a good point. Real good point. I like that.
Yeah. So if we look at 2021, 1909 works, 1954 works, 1971. Ooh. So 2021 lines up with a lot of years. Look at that. That's a lot of calendars. Okay.
I think we had leap year this year. I think that's why, you know, I think next year we'll, yeah.
Yep. That's exactly why we should take the time to look at old listings for sure.
Yep,
that's
for sure.
All right. That's it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Cool. I appreciate that, my son.
All right. So everyone, work on your old listings. You know, we're going to be home for a little while. So this week, go back and look at your 20 oldest listings and really look at them hard, not through eyes of, oh my God, I love this, but through eyes of, okay, let me go search this in currents, solds, and the last 365. Is anyone care? Oh, they do care, but I got it in the wrong category. I don't have the blue dot. I got the wrong words. Okay. And let's clean up some, but be honest with yourself. If it ain't worth it, just pull it.
Pull it. Exactly. I mean, I got enough that I can pull. That's for sure.
Yep.
And the other thing too, that, you know, I would suggest, if you don't already do it, is make your revisions, but then end your item and then sell similar. Bring it back up so it looks like it's a fresh, brand new listing.
Yeah, because you've had it so long.
Item,
I would recommend that too.
Yeah. So, do it that way, everybody. That's been kind of my project while we've been on the shutdown here. So, I'm trying to get things back up looking like they're new again. So I've been working like that.
All right. So coming up is Mom's biggest sale ever, but we got 151 watching and only 34 thumbs up. So I want you to do us a favor and head down there and give us a little thumbs up there.
Yep.
And that is right there. Hit that thumbs up.
Come on, gang. You can do it.
Hit that thumbs up. Now, while you're doing that, be ready for one of Mom's silliest pictures, because that's my mama.
You like this
one? Were you going for country sexy here? I mean, what in the heck?
Well, this is 1967.
What in the heck?
This is while your dad was in the army and he was over in Germany. And he wanted me to take pictures of myself doing all kinds of crap. I was running out of ideas. The sexy ones I had done, and then Mommy came back with, okay. And then at this point, I'm back home living with my mom and dad, because Dad had gone to Germany and I didn't go. And so I'm around their house. This is actually in my mom's garden. And this is an old grinding wheel that she has in an antique, which are worth a lot of money, by the way. And that's right, sharpening your knives. And so, Mom just happened to sit on there. And of course, I got the bouffant hairdo with the fake curls going. And actually, if I had stood up in that dress, it was a chemise dress at the time, Jason, and I had the long beads on. And and the snow fence in the background. You like that?
Yeah, snow fence.
I know.
That's a great question. Are we talking biggest sale in size or dollars? Yeah, and for my mom, that's a really good question. It's actually dollars. So
dollars. You know what? If you're going to get any commercial, I forgot to send you the pictures of how we packaged that. I forgot to do that.
We'll send it over right now.
Okay, I will. So yeah, while you're doing your picture.
So that's my mama. And then I found this one today. So for Mama's boy, I wanted to show you how I was a baller when I was 4.5 years old. This is in a plane. We are up in the lounge on the second deck. We are ballers with my crayons.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the time. Your sister was 13 months old. She's sitting with me on the other side.
Yep.
And the big jumbo jets on the 747s is when you went upstairs, and we sat in that booth the whole trip with you kids. The whole trip.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
You guys are having cocktails. I see your money and your drinks and snacks and coloring books.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you guys were angels. Angels. I mean, it couldn't have been any better, but coming home was a disaster.
On the way there, tell the quick version of, I'll tell it while you're sending me pictures.
Yeah,
on the way back, we flew overnight from Honolulu to Chicago, and my sister cried and screamed the entire way.
Oh, it was awful. It was so bad, you guys. I can't tell you.
I climbed under the seat in front of me to get away from my screaming sister.
Yeah, it was. You fell asleep on the floor, honey. And you slept all the way to Chicago.
Yeah, I was a good kid. I slapped my sister and 10 minutes before they landed, after she's kept the whole plane up, she fell asleep.
Yeah. Oh, it was a nightmare. Everybody on the airplane's coming around trying to help me tell her how to what to do to get her to sleep and pop the ears, and it was awful. It was just terrible.
Wow, someone in Canada's never heard of a snow fence. So when you live places where the snow drifts heavily. The snow fence stops the drift from moving. So instead of all the snow drifting into your house, you put the snow fence up, and it kind of keeps the snow at that spot. So that's the whole point of a snow fence.
Yeah, that was a good trip, though.
All right. So those of you in the Secret Beach, we have my webinar for the month, which I call Surf Report. And we are talking shipping. The one thing I've noticed in going over store reviews in the Secret Beach and just helping people in general on the thrifting board, shipping's a hot mess for a lot of people. And I think it causes them to not sell things because they have items priced at like $24 for shipping when it costs $12. And so your competition's got it right. And so that's why we're going to do, I just sold something. Oh, nice. That's why we're going to do shipping. I'm going to go through 12 kind of common products of different sizes, shapes, and weights that we all sell, like jeans, like board games, like coffee mugs, like tiki mugs, and show you the proper shipping method for each item and the proper shipping price for both domestic and international. So that's coming up on Tuesday. Now, I'm really excited. What, Ma?
I'm just saying, are you moving on from shipping? Because I did want to mention one thing that we noticed today when we
Go
were
ahead.
on checking our international packages that we've shipped lately. We wanted to see kind of how they were doing with what's going on in the world. And right now, they've indicated on the 2 different packages, one delivery is expected the end of April, the other package May 4th.
All right.
So just to give a heads up out there, you guys, you might want to, send a note to your customers. Heads up, your package is in transit, but because of the virus, longer delivery.
All right. I see we got 79 thumbs up. We are not debuting Mom's biggest sale ever until we get 100. There's 150 of you watching right now. We need 21 more thumbs up. But while we're doing that, next week I'm going to have an epic show. So board meetings are my newest monthly show where I get a like demographic of people together. And I had one kind of set up for this month, and I'm like, all right, times have changed. I'm thinking about something else. So I thought, how is the global pandemic affecting all of us? And so I've gathered a panel together. I've gathered a hairdresser, a bartender, a business owner that had to close his business and cancel an event, a nurse who has been working long and hard to keep us all going, a teacher, and me, an online seller. So that's going to be a pretty amazing show because everyone's going to talk about, and all these people have sold online, and some not normal, some normal, but they've all sold online. So we're going to touch on that. We're going to touch on how it's affected them, what we can be doing as a society, what they want us to do, like the hairdresser, the nurse. So we're going to talk about things that you can and should be doing for your fellow man and woman. So,
yep, good. Should be a fun show. I like that one.
Yeah, so tune in Thursday night, 8 o'clock East Coast, 5 o'clock West Coast. All right, let's get to the sales here.
All right.
All right, 89, 11 more to go. Come on, thumbs up.
Come on, guys, we can do this.
Let me remind you where it is. It's right there. 90, 10 more.
Woo! So, still selling Christmas, guys. These are buyer's carolers. For those of you who are new tonight watching our show, I'm kind of a aficionado in buyer's carolers. So if you ever do come across them, please drop me a line and I'll be glad to help you. And, if you aren't too sure about these, and yours truly, of course.
No, Angela's going to be with me on
the thing. These are children, the buyer's carolers. And these are all from my personal collection. So I don't have a cost to give you of, what I paid. If you're finding them when you are thrifting, I advise to pay no more than $5. I do go 10 if it's a real old one. The year is a big factor, and there's a couple more exceptions to the rule, but normally no higher than $5 or $6, guys, in the garage sale area. Okay, but yeah, as you can see, I got $44.95 for both of these, so that was good. Hey, number 2, Jason, we bought 3. We've sold the second one. This is the Napa. I guess nylon. Is that how you pronounce that word? Because I'm not 100% sure on that.
I don't know.
We did pay $6 for these trucks, and this was the second one we sold. We did take a best offer on that one, Jason, $45. Yeah, it said sell it, so we sold it. So, so that was good. And this, this took me a long time to sell, and it's such a gorgeous lamp. These are 2 conch shells. These are vintage from the 60s, I guess, huh, Jace? Pretty much.
It's 70s maybe.
70s maybe, yeah. I mean, it's a double conch light. I only paid $2 for it originally, but I ended up selling it, Jason, for $30. Yeah, $30. Took a best offer, but it finally went. But I had it for a long time. This is a Pacific Legend. Again, it's just kind of one of those ordinary more labels. It's not a vintage one. Everybody that I paid $3 for and sold it for the $24. So that, I guess you never know, Jason. It's just if just like we were talking about, what was it, RJC or no, Cook. Yeah, I mean, I guess if the print is good, you never know when you're going to sell some of these, you guys. So, I just don't pass up many Hawaiian shirts, that's for sure. Okay, and then this wasn't a big sale, but they only cost me a nickel. This was a nickel.
Nickel.
Nickels, yeah, pile of shells sitting there. They're really pretty mother of pearls. I paid, so what do I got here? 20 cents, and I sold them for a best offer of 13. So but I just, I didn't have much invested. This was one of the free mugs that I had gotten from Tiki Underground, Jace. Long story, but anyways, this one didn't cost Mom anything. But I added the swizzles, since they got their swizzles, swizzle sticks into it, and then their little business card. And so I did sell that for $89.
Nice.
So,
hey, I got an idea. Since you still got somewhat of a haul left and we can't even thrift for a while,
yeah,
and we're like 10 minutes to the top of the hour, let's just finish. We'll finish today on your big score, your big sale.
okay.
And then we'll save your haul for next week.
Oh, yeah. But listen, I actually will have enough haul for quite a few weeks.
Okay. Since we kind of went over,
that's fine.
And we got 102 thumbs up. Yay. You don't have to stop, but thank you.
Woo, all right.
But let's just end on that today, because it seems like a fitting place to end.
I agree. This is a very quick turnaround, everybody. This was where I bought the peacock chair and the blackamoor lamps and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, I bought it for $5 and poof, sold it for $35. I didn't even get a chance to show you guys live and in person because it sold so quickly. but compacts do sell well. If you find some nice compacts, they're always a pretty good sale. And remember, I threw that question up to you guys because the mirror was a little foggy, and I use that word foggy because I thought that was a good way to describe it. But it sold quickly, made good money on that.
So it's jeweled on both sides, right?
Just the top.
Okay. Well, whoops, hang on. Oh, I wasn't done with pictures. Never mind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, just the top. There's the bottom.
What is that blurry photo? What's happening?
Oh, yeah. I was going to take that one out and I forgot.
Come on. What's that blurry photo?
It flew by, Mom, and I said, I got to take that one out. I can't even.
And then it sold so fast you didn't get a chance to.
I know, I didn't. And these were free beach towels that I got when we went up to Low out the lake, and they were free for me, and I sold it for $14.99 because it was free to Mom. So, and I have another one for sale. So if anybody kind of like taking it after, I probably shouldn't have used Sailor Jerry. I know that's probably.
Well, that's a weird one, and we talk about. Don't keyword spam, but Sailor Jerry has become part of the zeitgeist. Okay. Whereas his graphics, although maybe this is not exactly his graphic, he's become even more commonplace than Kleenex and Xerox, because his tattoo graphics, which is the girl. Where am I?
Yeah, where's your girl? Yep.
There she is. That's his tattoo. But they're everywhere. And so, unfortunately, for whoever owns the rights to his legacy, his stuff has been out there for so long, there's no reining it in. So using Sailor Jerry
with that,
is something that I don't think is a bad thing.
Okay. I do have one more of those for sale, so I'll put the second one up. And, so that's a good return for something you get for nothing. And they're brand new, you guys. They're still in the package.
That was quick.
Yeah, that was a real quick turnaround. This is a lot of 6 that I just showed, and poof, they cost me $2.16. And we took a best offer, Jason, actually of $39.
So Angelique, do you want that towel? Mom won't cut you a sweet deal.
Yes, if you do, let me know, Angelique. It's brand new in the package, honey. I can get it out to you.
Chamber pie, yeah. Now we're talking sexy stuff here.
It's funny because I got a question from a guy. He says, can it be hung by the 2 little holes on the one end, which it can. So he bought it. The chamber pot.
He wants to hang this up. Oh, please, please write him back and go, can you send me a picture when you're done? I got to see this.
They want to put flowers in it outdoors. That's what I'm
thinking. I still want to see it. I don't care what they're using it for, because you never get to see how your product's being used. I mean, obviously, if you sell a T-shirt, you know how it's being used. But this isn't being used for what its intended purpose.
No, definitely. But it cost us $2 and we sold it for $14. So
yeah, I dropped him a note. Hey, when you get it all hung, if you wouldn't mind, send me a picture.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, they'd be kind of cute. You can see how what they are going to do with it. Well, this moved pretty quick too, Jay. Mommy bought the cookie jars for $5 and sold it for $49.99, and it did arrive safe and sound. Hallelujah. I still worry, even though Dad packs terrifically well. I always always worried when you're moving glassware. That's for sure, everybody.
Good job.
All right. So what are we getting down to the last 2 here, honey?
Last 2. Here we go. And so to answer Paul's question, yes and yes. So we're gonna show you 2 scores.
Yes.
Big and money wise too.
And then money wise. Okay, you guys. I showed this to you last week.
Oops, let me get the banner out of the way.
This is the vintage peacock chair that we picked up at the estate sale for $10, and it sold. I probably should have hung around, Jason, because after I sold it to the first girl that came along, I had 2 more inquiries real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Is this for sale? I put it up on Marketplace. And like I said earlier, I also have, I belong to the other different groups around my area, different groups in the different areas of the county of Middlefield and Chagrin and Cuyahoga County, et cetera, et cetera. Well, the girl said, is it still available? And she says, well, I have 100, but then maybe I also have 120 in cash. And I said, well, I'll take the 120. She says that we can be there in 20 minutes. I said, okay, this one is serious. And I said, where do you live? She lives in my favorite small town of Chagrin Falls, Ohio.
They're really close.
And they're very close to where I live. So from the time I listed it, from the time I sold it, you guys, it was 15 minutes. And I took the best. I had it up for 149 and she offered me 120 and I took the 120 and I paid $10 for it. So that was a good sale. And I didn't have to do anything. And here's, with what's going on. Okay. Just to give you an idea, the guy came in his truck. Dad and I are in the garage. We had taken the chair outside and put it in the driveway. And he came along and I had a receipt for him to sign. And I always do that. And everybody, when you have an item being picked up, always get a signed receipt. That's really important. Don't forget to do that. And he said he had just sprayed all the money, disinfectant. And he said, and I said, that's great. Thank you so much. And so he loaded it in by himself. And then we let the money sit out there for a little while. And then we brought it in the house and we sprayed again. I guess you can't.
Did you lick it clean?
Yeah, just about. So, yeah. So, you got to kind of be careful today. And he couldn't have been nicer. Oh, and I should have sent you the picture. I should have sent you the picture of her little daughter. She sent me. She's a photographer and she likes to use these for photography. So that's the story behind that one.
All right. Speaking of pictures, let me get your pictures all
lined up first. All right. So I definitely need to kind of set this up before we show, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. I've been selling for a real good friend of mine, a jazzercise buddy, for a number of years, and she has some of the most eclectic collections. I sold the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame opening night pins. There was a whole bunch of pins for her, just all these different things. And so she came to me last December. It was actually kind of late, and she says, Peg, I have this collection of Christopher Radko ornaments. You want to try and sell them? I said, well, let's give it a whirl. Ginny Lorette, I have to give kudos out to Ginny because she did help us on the pricing and so forth. So that was really good to know. But they didn't sell. I put them on sale, didn't get it, nothing. And then all of a sudden, we got an offer. And so I called my girlfriend and I said, what do you want to do? I said, it's a little lower than what we thought we want. She says, can we go another $100? I said, let's give it a whirl. So we went up another 100 and we sold them.
All right, so hang on.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. Don't reveal yet. But
No, I'm not going to reveal. So I take a percentage of my sales from her. Like it's a consignment. So I do take a percentage, of that. So where do you want to go from here, honey?
All right. So 2 things real quick before we get to it. We'll end on that. My buddy Mark Hooper, who's going to be our bartender this week, coming up on Thrifty Business. He says, tell Mom hello, howdy from Arkansas.
Hi, Mark.
And I'm actually shocked a couple of people asked this question. Have you all ever watched People's Court? Because Judge Merrill Million says, cash doesn't leave this hand till I get a receipt in this hand.
That's right.
That's why you do a receipt. Now, if someone says, yeah, I don't need one, that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, I would always have them sign it, guys. You want to have proof that they picked it up and what they paid you. You definitely have a receipt. That's very, very important. Yeah.
Well, that's your own, if you want receipts or not.
I mean, you don't want to find yourself down the road coming back and saying, well, I never picked it up and I paid this person. Well, you got to have something in your hands.
All right. So let's get, I'll put that up because it'll block it for a second. All right. Let's get to Peg's biggest sale ever.
All right. So
and you took a best offer of
$1,300.
Wait, hang on.
Yep.
Woohoo!
So I do take a percentage on this, guys, and my cut was $360. So I can't hate that. That's for sure. Now,
Wait, you're only taking 10%?
no, 25, 1,300.
Oh, 1,300. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah,
My math just went bye-bye.
that's okay. That's all right. So those of you who know Christopher Radko ornaments, they're delicate, and I'm going, oh God, please. So Dad and I took pains to package this up, you guys, and I sent Jason over some pictures. So with each ornament, I took the ornament out of the box and wrapped. And some of them had some packing in there, but I took each one and then I put bubble wrap around it and taped it up, really nice, and then put back in the box with, with some of it had tissue, and I added tissue just to preserve it. And then I put some across the top, so I didn't want it rolling around in there, so making it on the snugger side. And so we did that with all 12 ornaments. And then we took, what's the next shot, Jace? Then we took the box, you guys, and we shrink wrapped each box to sturdy up the boxes. We thought the sturdier we can make this, the better off we're going to be, so that they don't, get crashed or smashed, once we put them all in the box together. So we did shrink wrap them. And then the next picture, you can see how Dad did it there. He put a divider in between. We had 6 on one side and 6 on the other. We put in some pillows, just to tighten up the box, you guys, that there was no looseness, no shakiness, of any place at all. And that was the box that they originally came in. That's what she gave me, was a Christmas box. We also shrink wrapped the box again to sturdy it up and make it stronger. Dad added a little bit of the other kind of tape, and away it went. So yeah, I'll keep my fingers crossed. That it makes it safe and sound. But we did spend a lot of time, packaging that up and making sure that they were in good shape. So that was important. So yeah, all I had to do was list and pack for my $360. So yeah, if you've never done consignment for anybody,
the thing was, I was just thinking we've never talked about that. So
no, we haven't.
I think we just found next week's subject.
Yeah. Okay, I'll mark that down.
Because I just worked through 2 boxes of records for my consignment, my biggest customer. So yeah, let's talk about consignment next week.
All right, got it. There's our topic, everyone. So how do you like?
I've done it where I shouldn't have done it, and then I'm doing it now where it's actually pretty good for me.
So I've kind of been watching the thrifting board. I mean, some of you say your sales have slowed down. Jason had a terrific month. We've had a very, very good month. This, of course, on my last 2 big sales really added to our bottom line. And so things are moving. Maybe not as fast as usual, but they are moving. People are still shopping. So don't be afraid about that. How many quarters is that? I love you, Jersey Jane.
Beautifully packed. Was it sent priority? Was it sent priority with extra insurance?
Yeah. Oh, yes. We insured it. Yes. Oh, yeah. Definitely extra insurance on this one, you guys. We sure did. Yep.
Peg wins the internet today.
Thanks, Len.
Yeah, as Mom said, I've had my best March ever, and I had it as of Thursday, and I've been selling throughout the weekend. And so, and when the weekend's over, we still got 2 more days of March. And so people are buying, and they're buying a good variety of stuff, but they are buying a lot of music. I think even more so than normal. So,
right. And just like we never said, here we are in the end of March, and we're selling Christmas ornaments.
Oh, and tease for Thursday. Sold my biggest CD in the past. Now it's not $1,000, so don't get that excited. But it's up there. It is up there. It's probably the past 6-8 months. This is my biggest CD I've sold in a while. So
nice. Very nice.
Yeah. So it's going to be a good show. So yeah, tune in Thursday. We're going to have a great show with our 6 guests and Angela and I. And we're going to be talking, how it's affected everybody from different walks of life. I thought, okay, teachers are really affected because they got to teach kids through the internet now. Obviously, nurses are busier than ever.
Right.
Business owner who had to close his business and cancel one of his events. Mark, who's watching, hey, Mark, is a bartender. And so canceling drinks, eBay seller, and a hairdresser. My brother does hair, and he's sitting at home too. So yeah. So what can you do? What can you do to help people who have never sold online? And what can you do to help those who maybe you can pre-buy their services for down the road? A lot of us have been doing that. So that's what we're going to talk about on Thursday. This affects everyone. So this is not just going to be a thrift and eBay show on Thursday. It's going to be a human being show. So please, I'll get the link up tonight or tomorrow morning. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, everyone tune in, and let's see what we can do as the human beings that we are, the awesome human beings that we are, to help each other out.
Right. Kevin Wren says this is the best March he's ever had.
Awesome, Kevin. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, Kev. Really good.
Yep. All right. So that was it. Great show tonight. Good job, Ma. Congrats on your biggest sale ever. And
thank you.
That chair that quick. That was good too.
Oh yeah, that turnaround. I said, oh, maybe I could have stuck my guns out for full price because I had so much interest in it.
So Mark's watching right now, our bartender for this week, and he said her packaging is off the hook. I said, oh, that's on my dad.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, I've got some Ratco ornaments I need to sell. So we probably just inspired him to dig out his Ratco ornaments.
That's good. That's good. Excellent, you guys.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Don't forget, Cedar Beach. We'll see you on Tuesday for your shipping webinar. And then everyone else back here on my YouTube channel on Thursday night at 8 o'clock East Coast for our next board meeting. How has the coronavirus affected you? And that's it. So for selling past your expiration date, being Thrifty Over 50, I'm Jay.
I'm Peg. Thanks, gang. Good to be together. Take good care.
We're gone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.